Hi, this is Michael Press from the Products and Innovation Group. Today I want to show you our new CMC Sprintboard, which we're releasing in alpha to get your feedback. This application gives you a Kanban-style view of your data in CMC and will supercharge your daily stand-ups and your ability to manage your work in CMC. To get to the CMC Sprintboard, use the Lightning app launcher to find the tab called Kanban. In the future, this will be called CMC Sprintboard. The CMC Sprintboard, as its name implies, shows you all of the data in a particular sprint. So the first time you load it, the application will ask you to choose a sprint that you want to view the data for. I'll choose the current CMC sprint, and I'll get to these other options later for summarizing and viewing data. So you can see the CMC Sprintboard shows stories, issues, and tasks in my selected CMC Sprint. By default, it shows the Sprintboard view, which is stories and issues. And you can see on the right, I can choose to view or hide either stories or issues. I can also switch over to view just the tasks. You'll note that the columns are actually the stage field on story, issue, and task, not the status fields. That's because the stages are aggregates of the status fields, and the stages are the same across stories, issues, and tasks, whereas the status values are slightly different between them. So using stages, we can share a single view of stories, issues, and tasks. We can access the granular statuses on each record. Each card represents a story or an issue. We can view more details and edit that story, in this case story, by clicking on the story link in the card and get access to the most significant fields in this edit mode. And then we can also click on the Open Full Record button to obviously open the full record in Lightning and Salesforce and completely edit and access other features like related lists on that record. You can see there's other information shown on the card, the dev owner, the tech reviewer, the dev LOE. The granular status is shown on the card, and also the priority in the case of stories and the severity for issues. I can collapse columns that I'm not interested in, and I can easily update the status of a story by dragging and dropping. I'll show that in 1 second. There are several ways of grouping and filtering the data on here to more easily get to what you want to see. You can see for this particular sprint we have a number of developers. There's quite a lot of stories and issues. So I can choose to view this in a variety of ways. If I open the settings from the settings icon on the upper right, I can, for example, group the stories by either dev owner, so I can see what work is assigned to an individual. I can view by priority and so on, epic and component, other good views. I can also have the summaries of roll-ups of effort show either the stories, dev LOE, or the remaining task LOE, depending on how your project works. So I'll group by priority, and now I want to be able to see just my own work, or perhaps in a stand-up I want to see just the work of a single individual. I can easily use the search filter to filter on any word, and that includes names. So if I add my own name, then I see just my one issue and one story in this sprint. And as I mentioned, I can drag and drop to update the status, perhaps on a stand-up as we're talking through where things are. I've started this issue, so I'll drag it over to the in progress column, and if I open up the issue itself, you can see the status has been automatically updated to in progress. So go ahead and use this application for your daily stand-ups, for managing your own work, and give us feedback so we know what we can continue to enhance to make this even more valuable for your projects. We've provided a spreadsheet to capture your feedback. The link will be in the chatter post, or look in the CMC chatter group to find it. Enjoy.